What's up, everybody? Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another daily deck tech video. And today we have ourselves another one of the very long and continuing viewer request deck techs. And today I had a request that was put in for Kemba, trying to do a tokens theme. It's a little outside the budget that we wanted for it, but I wanted to give an idea. Feel free, as always with these deck lists, to make them your own. These are meant to be a template to give you an idea. Feel free to make substitutions, make things a little bit cheaper where needed. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the request was for Kemba, Regent. She is a 2/4. She's a classic card, right? Of course, I also did update the cheapest, so this is not the version of Kemba that I built back in the day, the card it is. But at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 2/2 white cat creature token for each equipment attached to Kemba, Regent. Alright, 2/4 for 3 isn't bad with that kind of effect. It is a Voltron commander, but we're going to try to focus on tokens today. So let's see how we're going to do this. Well, we have the Aether Spark in here, first and foremost. It is our only Planeswalker equipment artifact thing. It's the everything card. It has 4 loyalty, it costs 4, and as long as it's attached to a creature, it can't be attacked and has, whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aether Spark. And then, of course, it has +1, attach the Aether Spark to a creature you control, put a 1/1 counter on that creature, -5, draw 2 cards, -10, add 10 mana of any one color. I use it a lot to draw cards. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's what I do with it most of the time. Alright, for our creatures, we have some equipment fetch and some other utility in here. Now, the reason that this is over the $200 to $300 budget is because a lot of cards that really care about the token aspect are very expensive. As I was saying, we have lots of creatures that do a variety of things, both to help out our game plan with regard to tokens and with equipment. So who are they? We have Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist, a 2/2 for 3. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you can attach any number of auras and equipments you control to a permanent, to target permanent or player. It's here in case your Kemba dies or you get a lot of equipment out but don't want to spend all of the mana to be able to attach them, so then you can get these things re-equipped to Kemba if she has died once already and get things moving. Armored Sky Hunter, when it attacks, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put an aura or equipment card from among them onto the battlefield. If an equipment is put onto the battlefield this way, attach it to a creature you control and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Just a good little sift card to help you find what you need from the top of your library. And it has flying, so a little bit of evasion, a little bit easy to get in. We have Ariok Steel Shaper. I have a million of these sitting in my bulk somewhere. It's a 1/1 for 2. Equip costs you pay cost 1 less. And as long as it's equipped, soldiers and knights you control get +1/+1, which half of the creatures in here just incidentally could get the bonus off of that. We have Codsworth Handy Helper, who has jumped up to $22. And we're not going to get a reprint anytime soon because he is from Fallout. He's a 2/3 for 2 generic and 1 white. Commanders you control have Ward 2. And then you can add 2 white mana, spend this only to cast aura and equipment spells, and then, of course, tap him as a sorcery to attach target aura or equipment you control to target creature you control. We have Emeritus of Truce, which we are trying in this deck. This is meant to be an early game card rather than a mid or late. It's going to be harder if you have a bunch of tokens. But when it enters the battlefield, target player creates a 1/1 white and black Inkling creature token with flying. Then if an opponent controls more creatures than you, this creature becomes prepared. And its prepared spell is, of course, Swords to Plowshares, which is exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Goldmer is in here for a little bit of mana dorkiness. We have Hylia, Guided by Light. I love this card a lot and the art. It's a 3/3 for 3. And when Hylia or another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain 1 life, and at the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. If we're going to make a bunch of tokens, and we have a bunch of equipment, should be pretty easy to gain the 3 life. I did put Joined Researchers in here. It's a 2/2 for 2. First strike. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent has more cards in hand than you, this creature becomes prepared. And its prepared spell is, of course, Secret Rendezvous, which is you and target opponent each draw 3 cards. Excellent politicking card. Secret Rendezvous, the original is, and this just gives you a body for it. We have Knight of the White Orchid, first strike, and when it enters, if an opponent controls more lands than you, you may search your library for a plains. Not even a basic, but a plains. And put it onto the battlefield, not even tapped, and then shuffle. It's also a knight, so it gets a bonus off Auriok Steel Shaper. We have Mentor the Meek. If another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you may pay 1 generic. If you do, draw a card. Mondrak, it's in here to double your tokens. This is part of the reason that I couldn't keep the deck in budget. Tokens, cards demand a premium no matter how good or bad they are. Mondrak is one of the good ones, but $50. Thank God I opened up enough Phyrexia All Will Be One that I have like 6 of these. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead, and then you can sack 2 other artifacts and creatures to put an indestructible counter on Mondrak. So sacrifice your cat tokens. We have Ocelot Pride, who is $60 freaking dollars. My God, we need reprint sets. A 1/1 for 1. First strike, lifelink, ascend. So if you have 10 or more permanents and you get it for the rest of the game. At the beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn, create a 1/1 cat creature token. Then if you have the City's Blessing, for each token that entered the battlefield this turn, you create a token that's a copy of it. We have Piercedale Paladin, which is whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card, which is pretty nice. Equipment are, since we're running some equipment. And Metalcraft, if you have 3 or more artifacts, equipment have equip cost of 0. Then we have Sram, which is whenever you cast an aura equipment or vehicle spell, you draw a card. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Helps you get some card advantage. We have ourselves some sorceries. We have Brilliant Restoration. This brings back all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. It does cost 7, so it is pretty expensive. We have Cut a Deal. Each opponent draws a card. Then you draw a card for each opponent who drew a card this way. So they'll each draw 1. You'll draw 3 if it's a full pod. Gift of Estates. If an opponent controls more lands than you, can search for up to 3 plains cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. Again, this does not say basics. That is very important. Not for this deck, but if you want to play it in another one. Lay Down Arms. Exile target creature mana value less than or equal to the number of planes you control. Its controller gains 3 life. Pretty easy in a mono white deck. Open the Vaults brings back all artifacts and all enchantment cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield. Beware, friends, if your opponents have some good stuff. Ravnica at War. This exiles all multicolored spells. We have Secret Rendezvous, which of course is the original, which gives you and target opponent each draw 3 cards and is for 3. We have Savine's Reclamation. Return target permanent card of a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it was cast from a graveyard, you copy the spell, and it has flashback for 5, which makes it super awesome. Instance. I packed us some removal. Here is our removal. I am counting Condemn as removal. Put target attacking creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Its controller gains life equal to its toughness. We have Dispatch. Tap target creature. If you have 3 or more artifacts, it pops that creature into exile. We have Erode, the new hot tech from Strixhaven. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card and put it on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. You can use this on your own creatures to ramp if you have to. We have Generous Gift. Pops a creature and gives them a 3/3 elephant. Harsh Annotation, which also came from Strixhaven, which I like. Destroy a target creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 white and black inkling. Stroke of Midnight pops a non-land permanent, and its controller creates a 1/1 human creature token. Swords is in here. Path to Exile's in here. Sudden Strike, destroy target attacking or blocking creature. So what are the rest of the spells that we have in here? Well, the protection. First, we have Dawn's Truce, which you can gift a card, and I love this art. You pay 2, and you and permanents you control gain hexproof till end of turn. If the gift was promised, they also gain indestructible. So if people try to blow up all of your equipment, you can make them very sad. Flare of Fortitude kind of does the same thing. You can sacrifice a non-token white creature rather than pay its mana cost. It costs 4 otherwise, and until end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. We have Make a Stand. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Rebuff the Wicked, which counters target spell that targets permanent you control. So if they have spot removal, make it say nope. And then we have Unbreakable Formation. Creatures you control gain indestructible. And if you cast it during your main phase, you get a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures, and they gain a Vigilance until end of turn. Oh, sorry, I woke up early this morning. For artifacts, we have Basilisk Collar. These are our equipments, by the way. Gives you Death Touch Lifelink, equip 2. Blackblade Reforge, equips to a legendary for 3, +1/+1 for each land you control. Bloodforged Battle Axe is +2/+0. Whenever an equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of it, so it, make more and more and more and more. Dark Steel Plate gives a creature indestructible. Explorer's Scope lets you search, or when the equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Infiltrating Lens. Whenever the equipped creature becomes blocked by a creature, you may draw 2 cards. Kemba's Banner. I wanted to put this one in here for theme. It's got for Mirrodin, so it makes a token when it comes in that's equipped to it. And equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control, which is pretty nice when you have tokens. Kunda's Banner. It's a 2-drop artifact equipment. It can only be attached to a legendary creature. Creatures that share a color with it get +1/+1. Creatures that share a creature type with the equipped creature get +1/+1. Masterwork of Ingenuity enters the battlefield as a copy of any equipment on the battlefield. Prowler's Helm. Equipped creature can only be blocked by walls. Skull Clamp. For our tokens, we do have ways of making 1/1 tokens in addition to our 2/2 tokens, but Skull Clamp's here to draw you some cards. Soul Ring, because we do have a lot of colorless mana stuff. This is good for some mana acceleration. Stoneforge Masterwork. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control that shares a creature type with it. Cats. Am I right? And then Swiftfoot Boots for a little bit of protection. And Trailblazer's Boots for non-basic land walk. For our enchantments, we have our other big expensive card in here. Anointed Procession. $65. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead. We have Caretaker's Talent. Whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, draw a card. Triggers only once. Level 2, you create a token that's a copy of another target token. And level 3, tokens get +2/+2. Tangible Virtue. Your tokens get +1/+1. I also love this art. Cathar's Crusade, a card that I personally hate because I hate keeping track of all the tokens, or all the counters, but whenever a creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This is just a straight up win con kind of thing in this deck. If you already have some cats and then you poop out more cats, everything's going to be huge. Felidar Retreat, Landfall. You can either make a 2/2 cat or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Inspiring Leader. Commander creatures you control have creature tokens get +2/+2. We have land tax to help us get some catch-up ramp. So if you have fewer lands than another player, you get to search for up to 3 basics, reveal them, put them into your hand. We have Renewed Solidarity. As this enchantment enters, choose a creature type. Cat. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+0. And at the beginning of your end step, for each token you control of the chosen type that entered this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. For lands, we are running Abandoned Air Temple, which puts a 1/1 counter on each of your creatures. Adagia, which copies a artifact or enchantment you control. As I was saying, we have Adagia. An enters tapped, you can crew it for 12, and you create a token that's a copy of an artifact or enchantment you control, except it's legendary. Aired Archway and Karoo in here for a little bit of accelerated mana. Tyrite Sanctum, you can make something a god and then make it indestructible. Secret Tunnel, since we have cats, 2 creatures you control that share a type, make it so your Kemba and a token can't be blocked. Buried Ruin brings back an artifact. Rogue's Passage makes Kemba unblockable. And then we have Castle Ardenvale to make a token. So, that's the build. Sorry about the 3 takes, friends. Again, for those of you who haven't watched before, my daughter does take priority, and she wanted to say hi and eat some blackberries with me. So, we had that. It was delicious. But now let's get to the playtesting. So here's one of our example opening hands. This is a 2-land hand that we're entering into. Not the worst hand in the world. Let's go ahead and take our turn. So we are going to drop this plains. Is it better if I just zoom out a little bit? Okay, That's about as good as I can get. So we have a plains in play. Next turn, we go ahead, we drop our plains here. You know what? We're just going to run out our Prowler's Helm, get it out there and get ready. Next turn, we're going to drop our plains. And, you know, we're going to run Kemba out. Is it risky? Yes, but we're still going to do it anyway. Next turn, we have 3 mana available, so we can equip our Prowler's Helm to here. And if we wanted to, we could Masterwork of Ingenuity that, but it's a terrible target for that. Next turn, you know what? We get ourselves a token. We're going to get this 2/2 cat. Look at it. Look at it. Isn't it pretty? We are going to go ahead and drop ourselves... Ooh, I think we're going to drop Caretaker's Talent. Next turn, we draw a card, and we get to create a token. Another cat token there, which then this lets us draw a card. So we have 9 cards in hand. That's a little bit too much, but it's fine. We're going to drop our Goldmer finally, and then we're going to drop our Ocelot Pride. So if we have that going for us, our next turn, we go like that. Of course, we ploop out a token. Add token. Cat. Look at that. Good old cat. Silly old cat. We drop a land. Oh, and we draw a card off of that we drew. So we have that. We can put down Felidar Retreat. We can pop something. If we pop something, we're going to want to bring in our Ocelot Pride. And there we go. Let's try another hand, shall we? This one is again a 2-land hand, which is really weird, but we are going to go ahead and draw for our turn. We're going to drop a plains, and we're going to drop Ocelot Pride. This is a very strong 1-drop, friends. Then we're going to take our next turn. We drop a plains, and we are going to go ahead and drop Infiltration Lens. And we're going to go ahead and equip it. So just in case somebody does block. But we are going to attack with our Ocelot Pride, gaining us 1 life. And at the end of turn, you know, we get this little kitty cat. Meow. Next turn, we draw. We did not get a land, which is going to be fine because we do have Gift of Estates in here. We're going to drop Explorer's Scope. And we are going to equip Explorer's Scope. And then we're going to attack with our Ocelot Pride. We're going to say that it doesn't get blocked. And so, first we have our trigger here. Let's see here. How do I... You know, I've never had to look at the top of my library with this. So, let's see here. It is not a land. So, Cathar's Crusade goes back on top. Next turn. Oh, well, we get a cat. So, add a token. We get a cat. Kitty. Alright. Next turn, we draw. We knew it was Cathar's Crusade. We're going to play Gift of Estates. This lets us view our library. We're going to get 1 plains. What's really funny here is that we are running 38 lands. And then we're going to close and shuffle. Play 1 here. And so we have 3 lands on play. And we're going to attack with that. We're going to look. Nope. It is not a land. So Blackblade goes back on top. And we're going to say we get another cat token, right? You can get a lot of early swings in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are almost ascended. Our next turn. I wonder what we could draw. We are now ascended. Bum, ba, da, bum. Since we are ascended, we are fine. We don't need to run out Kemba yet because we already have this big thing out here. What we are going to do is we're going to run out Mondrak. And then we're going to attack. Of course, looking. Oh, look. It's still not a land. Goes there. And we're going to get to create 2 tokens this time, which will then create 4 tokens. It's fun. We'll do 1 more hand, shall we? We are the masters. Okay, so again, we're going to run out... Oh, draw for turn. We're going to run out Ocelot Pride turn 1. Next turn, we're going to tap for 1 to drop our Infiltration Lens. And we are going to drop Arid Archway into play. Next turn, we drop this back. But yeah, you see how it goes. And as always, I'm Wester with the Hidden Gibbon. As you can see, I'm being hit with a broom. Have a wonderful day.